I don't want to break your heart, Will, but I'm going to do it. Just know I come from a place of love.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't care for My Hero that much.
It's because you have bad taste.
No, it's just I loved it so much, and then once I got caught, this is just me. This is my personal issue. I watched it when it all came out, and I got caught up with it so fast. I wanted more. It wasn't being released, and this is during the time period when I started watching anime,
Mm-hmm.
like only as a binge worthy. I didn't watch it as the episodes were coming out, and for some reason now, even though it's changed, I do watch anime as episodes are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that a lot more now, actually, with certain animes. For some reason, My Hero only feels good for me watching it binge worthy. Does that make sense?
Well, the good thing is,
but you could spoil everything because I've already seen a lot of
the
spoilers.
entirety of the rest of the series is available to you, except for the last like 5 episodes. So you can totally binge it. Which
Aren't they going like hiatus or something?
No, they're just going to finish it. It's only I think the final season's only going to be 11 or 12 episodes, and the 5th or the 6th just aired.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly recommend watching it.
Yes,
because it is very good. It continues to evolve and develop and change.
I do have questions, though. I do have questions.
Okay, that's good. I likely have answers. What's crazy about the final season is it's so interesting to see like the juxtaposition between like One Punch Man that's getting like 5.8, 5.5. It just had its first 6 out of 10 episode. And then My Hero Academia that has 6 episodes out, 5 or 6 episodes out. Every single one of them has been 9 out of 10 or higher.
All
of them.
Because I have it right here. I have
all
it right
really, really good. But here's the prediction that I'm going to make, though. Okay, here's the prediction I'm going to make.
Tell me.
Because all 6 of these episodes have just been banger action fights, gorgeous animation, like top tier action. This next episode that's going to come out is probably going to be less action because Deku is kind of like in a memory thing where he's like inside of Shigaraki's brain. And I'm going to try, for anybody listening that's not cut out, I'm going to try not to like actually spoil, but I might talk about things that are happening, but not actually spoil like.
Kind of like the mind thing when he was talking to the previous power owners. Kind of like that almost?
Similar to that. But like inside of Shigaraki's mind. And so the next episode, essentially what's going to happen is he's going to see Shigaraki's backstory from Shigaraki's like perspective, right? So the next episode is going to be a backstory of Shigaraki,
which is the POV VR set, man,
which is fantastic. Which is like his backstory is insane, but it's not going to be a bunch of action. It's not going to be a bunch of fighting. So I'm going to make the prediction that the next episode of the final season of My Hero Academia is going to be the lowest rated so far
of the
season so far.
Okay.
Just because it's not a bunch of crazy animation and like Bakugo fighting and All Might showing up in a mech suit and all this crazy stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's
I can stand behind that.
That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong because like Togepi's Original Sin got like all 9s and none of it was really action. Like it was really good and emotional. So I could be wrong, but that's my prediction.
But Togepi's Original Sin was a very niche anime that not a lot of people know. And if you've not seen it, please watch it. But do be warned, though, it is very rough to watch. But it is a good anime that was built on its great story.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to talk about how Demon Slayer is built off of its animation, that's a little debatable. Because I mean, honestly, I didn't really notice this until now too. The manga versus like the anime of how they look are very different, and that really can make or break it.
Light years above.
Yeah. When I look at the manga, I was like, how is this the most #1 rated movie of all time? When I'm looking at the animation, though, I'm like, obviously it's the #1 movie of all time
because Ufotable cooked.
Oh gosh, you're gonna kill me. You gotta be rage baiting, Will. It's Ufotable. Oh, I love you, man.
Ufotable?
No. So with this, my issue is I do agree that could happen. I really hope it's not. I really do pray that people have an open mind when it comes to it, because if you have a good story plus good animation, that means you have a great anime, which I believe this season will have.
Especially
I just think it's gonna get knocked down.
Especially when you're at the end, you're at the very end and you're learning crucial plot points about like the main bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, look at right now, I'm going to list it off. Season 8 currently, if you look at the season 8 rankings, 9.1 for episode 1.
Yep.
9.6 for episode 2.
9.8
for episode 3. 9.7 for episode 4. 9.1 for 5. And currently for episode 6 is a 9.3. So so far, you have 2 episodes on there as a 9.1. But what I listed off there was every single one is above a 9,
which is
or
impressive.
even, I mean, just imagine how many animes out there do you know that
There's
is a
not a
9 out of 10?
lot for a whole
Like,
season. Like that's why I brought
given.
up Takabi's Original Sin, because that's like the
Mhm.
most recent one I can remember. I think
That
Attack
one.
on Titan, all of it was mostly an 8 or above.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
just I'm just
Now,
spitballing there.
looking at previous seasons, though, I will give you this.
Oh, there's going to
My
be a
Hero
lot lower. Yeah.
hasn't. Yeah. It's very hit and miss.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at the one I'm looking at right now, they do a color grading of this. If you're dark green, that means you're awesome. If you're light green, it means you're great.
Yeah.
Yellow is good. Orange is regular. Red is bad. Purple is garbage. Thankfully to say, there are no purples on here. There's no purples, but there is one red, a couple of oranges, a lot of yellows, and a lot of greats. Not a lot of awesomes though.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
That sounds about right.
But at the same time, the awesome ones on here though, they're very high. You know, I'm
Yeah.
seeing 9.6, 9.8, 9.5, 9.5. There's just multiples on there, so they're very.
Yeah.
If they're awesome, they're awesome.
When I
The one that's
recommend
bad,
My
though.
Hero, I'm recommending it as a
Uh-huh.
whole. Like there's
Yeah.
obviously parts of it that aren't as good as other parts, but as a whole story,
Yes.
it is so good. And like if you don't want to watch it, read it.
Mhm.
Like the manga, like you were saying, the Demon Slayer manga looks so much different than the actual
Mhm.
anime. The
Mhm.
My Hero Academia manga is pretty good. Horikoshi can like draw some manga panels, man. It's legit.
Yes.
Like it's really, really solid.
For how controversial My Hero Academia is, for 101,538 people to vote on this anime being an 8.2 out of 10,
That's solid.
that is insanely solid.
Yeah. An 8
For
out of 10.
how controversial it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
an
it
8
is.
out of 10. So like you got to understand, a 10 out of 10 is impossible. Nothing's getting a 10 out of 10. So a
No.
9 out of 10 would theoretically be just about perfect, right? Just about like perfect. So an 8 out of 10 is a near perfect show. And that's exactly how I would describe My Hero Academia, as a near perfect show.
Yes.
My bias makes me say that I think it is the best shonen of our era. I think it's the
There's
best.
nothing wrong with saying
shonen.
that.
Yeah,
This is all opinion based.
and I'll be the first to, I know it's not perfect. I know it's not a perfect show, but my bias leads into it. I really do enjoy it. And shonen is just the whole concept of like an underpowered person that gets the ability to become powerful and all that stuff. I absolutely love that stuff.
So the thing is, all those people don't realize, I would love for there to be a 10 out of 10 anime. I would love it. It's, again, like Will said, it's impossible, because you could have, theoretically, you could have a 9.9999999, keep it going, right? There's always going to be one person who
There's only
won't
one person.
agree. There's always going to be that one person, because these are all rated off of people's opinions of what they thought of it. Do I have a 10 out of 10 anime? Maybe.
Yeah, for your
Most of them are
opinion,
9 out of 10.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
these are all my opinions. But as collective, as everyone who's seen this anime has joined together and said, this is a perfect anime, that is impossible. That's going to be impossible. I would love for that to happen, but it is impossible.
I would say
So
an 8 out
what
of
you'll
10
see is a lot of
would
more.
say near perfect, though.
Yeah. You'll see a lot more 7 out of 10s than you'll see a 8 out of 10, or nearly impossible to find a 9 out of 10, if I'm being honest. When you see those, you got to appreciate those 9 out of 10s. But an 8 out of 10, that's still something to talk about. That's still a good anime. For their worst episode being a 5.5, being in season 5, episode 16. I don't know if you know that one by heart.
Does it say the name?
Yes, it actually does. It says, long time no see Selkie.
Silky.
Silky. It says Ryuku brings up, I think they say Ryuku?
Ryoko?
Right? I think so. Brings her work study students with her when Silky, whatever,
Yeah, I know the episode.
Ask her to team up with him.
It's kind of a filler episode, but not really. It's like they're
and
all
looking at the
doing
images, it felt filler.
Yeah, it's like they're all doing their work study program, which is when all the UA students that have their provisional hero licenses.
And I didn't really care for that.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
Like at that point, you're like, I just kind of really care what Deku's doing, right? And so they show you Deku's hero study, but then they also go to some other students and like some, side characters that are in 1A, and you get a whole episode about that. And it's like, I don't really care about this character. Like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't really care. And this was something that was probably like 2 pages out of that chapter of the manga, right? And they made an episode out of it.
My problem with it, though, is it's not even the episodes themselves. It was just the people they were matched up with, the teachers.
Yeah.
When they're interning during this time, I didn't like that. I felt this is a good time to learn more about these people and their powers,
Now, I will
and
say
then how they could break through to them.
something
Because
that's
if you
really cool is
okay,
in the work study program, the hero, I can't remember the hero's name, but the hero that Ochako teamed up with,
mhm.
Ochako, like that hero
Wasn't it the
taught,
dragon?
I can't
No, no,
remember.
no,
It's
no.
the guy that it's like the guy that can fight really well, the hand-to-hand fighter. He
Right.
taught Ochako how to fight really well and how to use body momentum and body weight because
Mhm,
her ability like makes things weightless. And
mhm.
like once we get into the final war arc and she's fighting a lot, she's using those techniques
Yes.
regularly. So it actually shows like that work study made her a better hero, made her a more well-rounded hero, which
Right.
I thought was really cool that it like brings that back full circle.
For me, I because what I'm looking for is I want someone to actually have an impact on this person. All right. If you look at when it
Mhm.
comes to uh, the old guy with Deku, he had an impact on him. He helped
Yeah.
him out. He realized,
Ventrino. Mhm.
yes, did a very good job. Very good job. But it felt like a lot of these work studies, and it happens a lot with this show, and it's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that. It's just for me personally, I didn't like it. It just felt like it was supposed to be more of a funny thing. Was it the genus guy when he was doing it with
Best
Bakugo?
genius. Yeah.
I mean, like obviously you're gonna take an edgy person, make him look all fashion, prim and proper.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's gonna
definitely
be
some
funny.
comedic relief.
But I'm looking more for the deep impact. Like you said, there are certain ones that actually had the impact I enjoyed. It changed Uraka's fight style.
Here, let
Loved
me
it.
blow your mind. Let me blow your mind,
Blow it.
okay?
Blow it.
That actually, like, if you think of Bakugo's character as a whole, let's just take
Hmm.
that example.
Hmm.
Bakugo being paired up with Best Jeanist being kind of like like the antithesis of who Bakugo's personality is. Bakugo would have paired much better with like Endeavor, right? But
Hmm.
Bakugo being paired with Best Jeanist is part of Bakugo's story where his entire psyche is dismantled, where he thinks he's like the hot shit, and all these things are happening to where that's
Right.
dismantled to where he's humbled. That's part of that process of him being
Right.
humbled, of him realizing like, oh, I'm not like the best that there is. They're like it. So that's part of this whole process, which leads
Hmm.
up to an incredibly epic moment in the final season that's just
Hmm. Oh no!
beautiful and
Don't get me
awesome.
wrong. It was good what he did, but I think also just my pain or my skepticism watching this because of the comedic relief just didn't really make me enjoy the actual like the undertones, what it was really meaning.
Sure.
But when you said that though, if you think about Bakugo, his character, he would have never gone with Endeavor, even though
Yes,
it seemed like a good
they would have
matchup.
clashed.
Well, not even that is because Bakugo is All Might's number one fan. That's technically his rival.
Yeah.
Bakugo would never do that. Knowing how his person is, the thing is, no one would match him because he would only want to be with the best. But also, at the same time, knowing his character,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking as we're saying it, no one's as good as him. He thinks he is the best.
Talking about
So,
Bakugo, like an interesting thing
wow,
about Bakugo. Here's a little spoiler point, right?
nobody's good
This
enough
isn't
for
a
him.
massive spoiler, but something that you see with Bakugo all the time throughout My Hero
Mm,
Academia. I challenge anybody to go back and watch it. Whenever Bakugo is in his school uniform or
mm.
outside of his hero uniform, Bakugo always has his hand in his pocket. You always
Yeah,
see
we've talked
Bakugo
about
with
this
his hand
multiple
in, yeah.
times.
You
Yeah.
always see his hand in his pocket. You always see his hand in his pocket. And then in the final season, when you think Bakugo's spoiler, when you think Bakugo's dead, but
Mm,
he gets back up and he's not dead, and he puts his
mhm.
hand in his pocket and he pulls out All Might's trading
Card.
card. And
Hmm.
in that moment, you realize this whole time his hand wasn't just in his pocket. His hand
Hmm.
was holding on to All Might's trading card, like that was
Yeah.
like inspiration, or that was just
Yeah.
like his what do they call it in Inception? His token or whatever they like
That's right.
his
Yeah.
totem.
Yeah.
Like that was like
That's a
his totem, right?
great
His thing.
analogy though.
And that happens, and and so like
Hmm.
little things like that, right? Are so good
Hmm.
about this show. And I fully admit, like, I get that if some people don't enjoy it as much as I do, but it's
Hmm.
really cool to see that this season, literally like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And what I'm really hoping, without spoiling what happens,
Right.
because My Hero Academia ends, and it ends on a note that's fine, but people were upset with it. And then I think Horikoshi was just being cheeky, and Horikoshi released like 3 epilogues. So he released 3 extra chapters
Okay.
after it ended that
Hmm.
tacked on a little more to the story. And once
Which
those 3 epilogues
should
are
make people
done,
happy.
yes, which should. And once those 3 epilogues are done, it really rounds it out. What
Yes,
I'm
very well.
hoping, I'm really hoping they include the epilogues in the anime. If they don't include those epilogues, the story would be incomplete. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like,
I would bust, Will.
they
I
could
would
include
bust.
they could include those 3 epilogues in like the last half of the last episode.
Not
and
even
to
just do a
round all of that out.
little montage of it, you
Yeah.
know,
Like,
post-credit
I'm really
montage.
hoping they
I'd
do,
love
because it's like officially My Hero Academia, because
It's
he
canon.
wrote it. It's canon, but it's not in any actual manga volumes.
All you shippers, I'm sorry.
So
it's canon.
yeah, right?
That's
Yep.
thing. It's canon.